Well, Chicago is definitely a pizza town, as we all know, though. There's more than just deep dish here.
Oh, a whole lot more. The true Chicago-style pizza, it could be argued, is actually thin, square-cut, tavern-style pies. Our hungry hound has been eating quite a bit of it lately, so much, in fact, you must be doing a lot of yoga, Steve. You should be much larger than you are. This is the start of a two-part story, right?
It is a part of a two-part story, that's right, Tanya. In researching my new book on Chicago pizza, I tried 185 pies in the region, discovering the majority of them came from places where tavern style is the specialty of the house. So, a preview, if you will, of my top 3 in the city and suburbs. Today we begin in the city, where cracker-thin crusts and flavorful sausage are the norm. My number 3 pick in the city comes from the tiny, unassuming side street saloon in Lakeview, where the bar is a lot bigger than the kitchen. A generous base of cornmeal serves as a base for the dough, which is rolled out thin, spread with tomato sauce and shredded mozzarella. Then toppings, we chose pepperoni this time. Baked in a tiny electric oven, the pizza manages to punch above its weight, especially considering the limitations of the space. My number 2 spot, also in Lakeview, is a legendary Pat's Pizza. Opened initially across the street from the Vic Theater, it moved to Lincoln Avenue 14 years ago. Gina Pianetto's grandfather, Nick, who went by Pat, started the business.
He opened it in 1950. He was a truck driver. He opened it for my grandma so she had something to do when he was on the road. His son was Nick. My cousin was Nick. My brother was Nick. My nephew is Nick. My other cousin is Nick. And they named the dog Nico.
The key is that ancient mixer, which sometimes needs to be kick-started with a hammer, and a dough recipe that rests for up to 6 days, resulting in uber-thin pies.
And thin and crispy. The way the dough is made, the amount of time that we let it sit before we roll it and use it, even after rolling it, we still let it sit for a couple of days.
Bulk sausage is pinched and pressed into the dough, and the pies bake on a rotating metal deck oven. That homemade sausage is one of the reasons this pie stands out.
We mix all of our own sausage in-house. We don't send it out and have anyone season it or mix it for us.
My number 1 choice won't come as a surprise to anyone on the south or southwest sides. VITO and Nick's has been making Chicago-style pizza since 1945, but moved to their current location in the Ashburn neighborhood on the southwest side in 1965.
Everything's done so old school, like the secret itself is how it's being made.
My father, during the war, World War II, he came home and said to his mother about the pizza. And she always made the Sicilian in a triangular, rectangular pan. And he said, no, Mom, you gotta make it smaller, thinner, thinner, thinner.
Tradition drips heavy here, from the fennel and oregano-laced bulk sausage to the way they pinch and press, even the ritual of having the oven guy toss the wooden pizza peel back to the pizza guy after each pie is placed in the oven. Barraco says you gotta have great sausage for a Chicago tavern-style pie.
It is bulk sausage. It's not in a link. That's different. That's for sandwich.
I love the tradition of tossing the pizza peel to the pizza guy.
That's the best.
I brought you Pat's. Now this dough takes about 6 days to make, but here's the book actually, folks. There's the book, comes out next Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congrats, man.
Only ate 185 pizzas to get there, but yes, this is from Pat's. So I love this crust. It's super, super thin and crispy. It's audibly, you can hear the crunch.
You can probably hear me crunching it right now.
Takes 6 days to make this because there's so much resting time in the refrigerator. This has got jardiniere, which is a very Chicago thing, as we all know.
I love the crunch of it.
And the bulk sausage, the crunch. It's so good. So this is Pat's is fantastic. There's one on the south side too, in the South Loop. There's Pat's on South Clark. So Pat had 2 boys, Nick and Sam. One went north, one went south. Anyway, coming up tomorrow night, part 2 of my pizza report. I reveal my top 3 tavern styles in the suburbs. It is my Saturday night sampler tomorrow night at 10. And more information about any of the places I just talked about or how to get the book, call the info line 312-750-7096. Now, extra course today that is online only. I'm switching gears a little bit. I'm going to tell you about a new program called Doors Open Dishes. It donates funds from a particular dish served this month at Cindy's Rooftop, that's over at the Chicago Athletic Association Hotel, to needy organizations that have been hit hard by state budget cuts. So if you go to Cindy's during the month of September, you buy a dish, proceeds go to this organization. That's the extra course today
really
online.
Cool.
Yep.
Sounds good. The shaved vegetable salad there is very good.
It is very good, but this pizza at Pat's.
Also delicious. Thanks so much, Steve.
We'll see you on the other side of the break.
All right.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.